Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the MaeMaeTown podcast, everybody. Episode 4. Another week, another episode of me yapping about whatever comes to my brain at the exact moment that it arrives. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. Since the last episode, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who is watching on Twitch currently in this timeline. If you're listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube, it will be about a little under, how many hours is that going to be? 15 hours from now when you're not here on Twitch. This is what happens. This is what happens when they give me a microphone. They shouldn't have done that. But anyways, shout out to everyone watching on Twitch live and are in the chat and a part of the conversation. If you would also like to be a part of the chat and the conversation, you can watch me do these episodes live on Twitch around 5 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays. If you can't, fret not. They are uploaded on Spotify and YouTube the very next morning, Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So no worries if you can't be here, but I do like to see people's faces. So if you find the podcast through other platforms, I would love to see you in the chat. Yeah, I hope everyone's had a great week. I've had a pretty good week so far. I have been working so much recently. It's like been one of those weeks where my bills are like every 2 days. Like I had rent and then I had my car insurance like a few days later, which is just great. I'm okay for now until the end of the month, but I'm also going on vacation in 12 days for 10 days. So I basically have to work super hard to make sure that I have, all of my like rent ready to go because I'll still be out of town technically on the 1st. So like I want to make sure that I have everything ready to go so that I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? So I'm like working extra hard to also have, a little spending money while I'm on vacation. I'm going to Disney World, so that's going to be expensive. So yeah, I've just been working a lot. I just streamed yesterday for the first time in like literally since the last podcast episode. I started playing another Crab's Treasure, which I am loving so far. I've definitely been in like a Little Mermaid vibe this summer, so when I heard about another Crab's Treasure, I was like, okay, this fits kind of like the under the sea vibe, And so I started playing it yesterday, and I found out that you can have a gun. And when I found out that you could have a gun, that changed everything. But let me say a quick hello to everyone who's in the chat currently. Hello Neo, hello Noodle, hello Swagman. How's it going, guys? Greetings, Earthling. Neo says, they just don't want to see us win, do they, PD? It's always dollar bills, y'all. It really is. It really is. At first I thought you were wearing a nightie. Okay, so for Spotify listeners, if you just go look at the YouTube video, you'll see I'm wearing a shirt that I never wear. But it's because I had to dress up a little bit more, which just goes to show how little I dress up when I'm on camera. I'm trying to be better about it. I ordered some things from TikTok Shop recently. They were all workout clothes, and the one that I was really excited about didn't fit. So I received it yesterday, and I was so brokenhearted because this literally looks like Princess Peach would wear it. It's a 3-piece set. I will insert a picture of the TikTok listing so that you guys can get an idea on the YouTube video. So you'll see, if you're in the Twitch, you'll see tomorrow what it looks like. But it's like pink and white. It has a little jacket, a sports bra, and leggings to match. And it is so pretty and so cute. But my stupid self, I almost called myself a bad word. My stupid self ordered a small because I read the reviews and people my height and my weight were ordering smalls and it fit them. But when I tell you I couldn't keep that jacket zipped up and I couldn't get those leggings over my knees, I knew it was time to pack it up. And so that's what I did. I packed it up and I requested the return. And then I woke up this morning thinking, I'm going to have to take this to USPS, the whole thing. TikTok told me that I don't even need to return it. And I got my refund already. I was like, oh, okay. So I have this set that I basically got for free, which is really cool. But I'm probably not going to be able to wear it because there is no amount of weight that I can lose to fit into this. And it's not a bad thing at all. It's just my structure will not fit into this, but a medium would. So I'm going to try to find the same set on like Amazon so I can get it in a couple of days and try it on so that I can have it for my trip because I was really looking forward to wearing it on my trip. But at least I got the money back and I have it. Maybe I should try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace or something. I want to give a quick shout out to Alexion who just gifted a sub to Noodle. Thank you so much for gifting the sub. Appreciate you, dude. Good to see you again. Sogman says, yeah, she's going to bed right now at this exact moment because it looks like I'm wearing a nightie. This is like one of my nicer shirts. I wore it today because I went to the theater today. Not the movie theater. I went to like the theater. I saw Les Mis with one of my friends and my little sister, and it was so good. Of course, I feel like Les Mis is always really good, but the singing was so good. The harmonies were super tight. All the actors did an incredible job. So that was really fun. I did that today. Oh, what just happened? I just got a notification. Maybe that's late. Oh, that's just the gifted sub notification, I think. Why was that late? Who knows? Streamlabs is really weird. Streamlabs is like, it's like the lower level streaming platform, I think. But I can't bring myself to leave it because it's what I'm used to. I've used OBS before, but I just like, I'm going to have to import all my elements into OBS, and I just have been putting that off. Neil thinks the shirt looks very pretty. Thank you. It's like a nice little spring shirt. I know that you can't see it with my jeans and stuff, but I guess it does look like a nightie. It's very comfortable and very loose. It is very comfortable, yes. But yeah, the musical was really, really good. I love the music in Les Mis. I will say, like, the first act, because, like, if you've ever gone to see a musical, there's always an intermission. No matter how long the play is, there's always an intermission. And the first act of Les Mis is super loaded. It's like every single one of their banger songs is in the first act. And so by the end of the first act, you're like, what now? Like, do we leave? Like, because I just heard all the best songs. But there is more to the story, and it's really worth seeing. So if you also feel that way, don't leave. Act 2 is also way shorter than Act 1. So it goes by very quickly. But the whole musical, if you're not familiar with Les Mis, the whole musical is a musical. So there's no just like spoken dialogue except for maybe one or two words in a song. So I think that helps too to make the time go by quickly. Not that I want to rush through the play, but sometimes like with the theater, it's really cold, and I understand because they have to keep it cold for the performers. But dude, like you get about like 20 to 30 minutes in and you're like, oh no, I have to be here for 3 hours in the cold. And I didn't bring a sweater. I didn't bring a shawl. So I'm just going to have to sit here through the cold. And that is one of the worst feelings ever, because it's like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. Also, I have the worst luck when it comes to theater seating. I always get sat behind a middle-aged dude who's like not super tall, but tall enough. For reference, I'm 5'3", so everyone's taller than me, especially when we're sitting down at like a show. And the same was today there was a guy in front of me, and I was like, God, he was smack dab in the middle of my view of the stage, like split the stage down the middle. His head was right there, and I was like, bro, like this is gonna suck. And so the first act of the play, I had to, do the classic, we're switching off where our head placement is. I don't know what it is. The last time I saw a play with my dad, we were like synced up the entire time. So I would like try to move my head to the right to see past him, and he would move his head to the right. And it's not his fault. It just happened. But I feel like that always happens to me. And so I'm spending the majority of the play like with my head tilted to one side or the other. And it always happens. I don't know why. I don't know why I never get a fellow short person put in front of me. And so intermission happened, and they got up and went to do their thing, which, oh my God, before the actors even stopped, like even before the number stopped, the whole theater was up walking towards the bathroom. It was insane. I was like, listen, you guys are going to be waiting in that line for probably the first half of Act 2. Like, there's like thousands of people going to the bathroom right now. Like, you can wait till they finish their number and go off stage. I just was like, that's crazy. That was insane to watch. It was like a horde of people. And they were still late. They still showed up like 15 to 20 minutes in, which is just the worst. I feel so bad for the actors. I held it, personally. I held my pee. But so in Act 2, he swapped places with his wife. And the reason I'm upset about that is because I moved to the second row. I moved behind a row to sit with my little sister, because we had some people that couldn't make it, and so we had a couple of like empty seats beside us. And so I was like, well, let me go sit next to her behind where I was, because I'll get a better view of the stage. And when I moved back and he switched places with his wife, I was like, I could have just stayed in my seat. But he, probably felt bad, and that's why he switched. But I don't know. I was just like, being short has its pros and cons. I think when it comes to concerts and like musicals and stuff like that, being short sucks. Being short really sucks. But also, I think if you're tall, you probably feel self-conscious about that too when you go to shows. Or you love it and it's great for you, obviously. Let me read some of this chat, because I want to be more interactive today. I don't have a lot going on at the moment, and so I wanted to talk to you guys more in chat. And of course, I will make it as immersive as possible for the Spotify listeners. So let's see. Swagman says, there was a play I saw that started 30 minutes late, and they just said screw the intermission. Yeah, at that point, intermission is only like 10 minutes long, which is not a lot of time. Sometimes it's 15 minutes, which is a little bit better. But with like a big production, like a big theater, 15 minutes is not enough for people to wait in line for 10 minutes, go to the bathroom, and get back to their seats. That's really no time. So I usually just like fight through it and hope that the second act is shorter. Noodle says, my mom always questions why I bring my jacket everywhere. That's why I get cold. It's funny because I feel like that would be such a mom thing to suggest. Like, you better bring a jacket. You're going to get cold. That's my grandmother always instilled that in me. And it's just so hot in Atlanta right now that I don't think about bringing a jacket. But I should have brought one today. Swugman says, nah, you're 3'5". I am not 3'5". I'm 5'3". I've been told by different doctors that I'm 5'2" or 5'3", so I just say I'm 5'3" to give myself a little bit of extra height, Noodle says, I'm considering buying a booster seat. I honestly, same. I should just carry a booster seat around, because there's nothing worse. There's truly nothing worse than going and wanting to enjoy like a big stage production and you can only see one half of the stage or the other. Like, that is the worst feeling to me, because it's like like I'm gonna miss, context there, because there's always something going on in the background or stage right or whatever that like you should pay attention to because it might come up later, right? Also, one of my favorite things to do when I see a play is I will choose a background, like a background character that will show up throughout the play, and I'll just fixate on them throughout the play and just like watch. I love watching people's like mannerisms on stage. I just think it's really interesting. And so today I picked a guy who was in the like war ensemble. I don't think he has a name in the play, but he had a speaking role. So I didn't get a program, so I could probably Google it. Let me Google that because I want to know what his name was, because I literally watched him the whole play, and he was great. I don't know. Let's see, Les Mis, Atlanta cast. This was in Atlanta at the Fox Theater, by the way. They were fantastic. I think we might have been their last show because they did like 2 curtain calls, and the guy who played Jean Valjean, he came out like 3 times. So let's see if this is the last show of the tour of the Atlanta shows. I don't want to give you my information. Just show me the calendar. Fox Theater upcoming events. Oh, Itzy's coming to the Fox Theater? Itzy? Avatar: The Last Airbender? Paw Patrol? Why didn't I know about any of this? They don't advertise these shows well at all. I'd want to go see Avatar. Oh, Mamma Mia. One thing about me, my favorite musical is Mamma Mia. The movie, the actual show, love it. We were talking about Mamma Mia in my stream last night. But that, like, the music, the soundtrack for that musical is like my favorite. Okay, Clue. Is that like a play version of the game? That's cool. Like a murder mystery? I was looking up that guy's name. This is my ADHD taking over. Let's see. I just gotta find this guy's name and then I'll stop talking about Les Mis. Les Mis Atlanta cast. Is this current? I think this is current. Okay. I don't know the character's name. I see Marius. Yes, this is the current cast. I recognize them. The kids in this show killed it. The child, the young child that paid, oh my God, why can't I talk? That played Gavroche. He's like the main like little boy in the story. He, if I can say so, he's a badass. He's such a great performer. Shout out Leo Caravano. Leo Caravano, you killed it. Who is this guy? See, this is rich, me trying to figure this out because my vision is so bad and I was so far from the stage. Like, as if I'm going to find this guy. Oh, I think I found him. I don't know the names of any of these people because they don't say their names. Is it Montparnasse? Montparnasse? Like, how would you ever know that name? I think it's Christopher James Tamayo. It is. Okay. Christopher James Tamayo, shout out. I looked at you the whole show. Shout out. You did a great job. Good mannerisms. Let's look at his website. This is definitely him. Yeah. Oh, he's a composer too. Does he have anything else coming up? I don't know. I'm going to follow him on Instagram though. So maybe he'll see this. Yeah, everyone go follow Christopher. Let me give you his handle. It's underscore CJTAM. So everyone go follow Christopher and tell him he did a good job in the Atlanta leg of Les Mis. I'm not going to, but you guys can. Oh, I love doing stuff like this where I just like, I don't know, shout people out randomly. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Let's show them some love. Anyways, so yeah, Les Mis was great. Shout out to the cast. Um, uh, Let me get back to the chat because there were some questions and stuff. Alexion says, May, did you watch any of the Xbox game showcase today? I did not. What's going on? I did hear about some of the Summer Game Fest news. I heard about the the Sonic Generations game. Still no Sonic 3 trailer. We are well into June. Don't know what's going on there. But hopefully we get something soon. I think Sonic's birthday is on the 13th, no? So maybe the 13th we'll get a trailer or something. But yeah, I heard about the Sonic game. I heard there's a new Life is Strange game coming out featuring Max Caulfield. It's like a supernatural kind of vibe. It doesn't look a whole lot like the character, I will say. It looks, I don't know, something about it. It doesn't quite look like Max to me. It looks a little too, like, polished. It's kind of giving Nancy Drew a little bit. But maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll play it when it comes out, because I did really enjoy Life is Strange. And I've never streamed Life is Strange before, so maybe I'll check it out. But, Noodle says, May talking about people getting up in the middle of the show triggered that memory. Okay, wait, what did you say? I forgot to mention that once. Wait, hold on. I need to backtrack. Okay, so there was this giant ass group of family / friends that took up 3 different sections of the audience, and whenever one of their graduates got called, they would scream, stomp, and blow like 20 different air horns all at once, and they do it for longer than the directors allowed you to cheer for, so some families didn't hear the names of their kids. Oh my gosh, that is awful. Like, I understand you're really excited for your graduate, but there's other families that are also really excited to hear their kid's name called, you know? Some of them, it's like the first person to graduate in their generation, and it's a huge deal to hear that name being called, you know? So that's ridiculous. God. To make things worse, they had like 8 different kids, so we had to hear them like 8 different... What? They had 8 different kids graduating the same year? Or like cousins? Did they have some cousins? 8 is crazy. Oh man, I would be so pissed if I had to deal with that 8 times. I swear by the end of it I was deaf. Dude, that is so annoying. Ugh. Okay, I forgot to mention that once their family was done being called, they all started getting up and trying to leave, so it was just floods of people walking around for a good 5 minutes. That reminds me of, I don't know if y'all heard about that, the Lion King performance at the Hollywood Bowl where Northwest did I Just Can't Wait to Be King, and it was absolutely awful. Like, even for a kid, it was so bad. It was just nepotism, you know, like another kid should have done that. It was just because she's Northwest. And someone who was there said that once her performance was done, Kim and Kanye left. Like, they didn't even watch Jennifer Hudson perform, or the original voice actors for Timon and Pumbaa and Scar. Like, they performed and they left. I was like, y'all suck. Get your nepotism out of my musicals. But yes, to go back to the Game Pass thing, I didn't watch that. I haven't really been plugged into like Xbox. I do have Microsoft and actually I do have Game Pass. I'm such a liar. I've been using Game Pass for like almost a month now and I love it. But in terms of like news and stuff, I haven't really been plugged in because I just got it recently. But Alexion says almost everything they showed will be Game Pass day one release. There's one called Expedition 33 that you're interested in. It's a modern turn-based RPG. Well, that's exciting. I am excited to see what other games get added to Game Pass. I know I'm late to the game, but I've been really enjoying Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's been so much fun. And then I just started playing another Crab's Treasure, and that is super fun too. Once you take it off hard mode and you get the gun, it's really fun. It makes the game a lot easier because without the gun, oh my gosh, I suck at the combat so badly. But I love it now because I have the blicky. Probably cousins at the graduation. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Man, that sucks. I know that some schools have a rule now where you like you really have to keep your applause short, like literally 1 or 2 seconds of like yay, and then you have to stop, which is totally valid. I mean, like obviously you should be able to celebrate whenever your relative's name is called or your friend's name is called. But to have it go on for so long where it interrupts the other names, that's really disrespectful. That's really disrespectful. Yeah, Northwest. I just like, that's also like literally probably my favorite Disney song of all time. And for her to ruin it, I know she's literally a child, but she ruined it. It's just like the epitome of nepotism right there, y'all. Also, Exophobia, thank you so much for the resub. 9 months? That's a whole child right there. That's a sub child. Thank you so much, dude. I hope you've been well. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what else. I know, like, the thing about this podcast is I have tried to plan topics and like go into it with like, you know, articles or videos to react to and stuff like that. But I think it's better if I just don't plan and I just see where my brain goes. And so I'm going to keep rocking with that if you guys are cool with it. I don't know if people actually enjoy listening to me ramble and rant about random things that I'm thinking about or things that are going on just as they come in. But Exophobia, it's about to be 10 months in 2 more days that you've been subbed. Well, that is incredible, and I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. I'm gonna actually get a Twitch payout this month. That's so exciting. No, I've been super inconsistent with the streaming, and that's my fault. But I'm trying to get back into it. I've got a lot of exciting like content ideas coming up. I'm going on vacation, like I've said a million times. I'm just really excited about it because I love the beach. I do really enjoy Florida, South Florida to be specific, and it's been a while since I've been there, so I'm really excited for beach stuff. And I'm gonna record an episode of the podcast, like I'm gonna try to do it outside with like the scenery in the background. So I'm going to bring my mic. I'm going to try to get my hands on a second version of this mic because it's really good. And it's relatively affordable, so I think I can. But just going outside with the mics and with the webcam and doing a podcast there probably will still be live. We'll see though, because I don't know how the connection's going to be. So there will be like a vacation podcast episode with Neodoodles, and I'm so excited. We'll also probably try to do like a cooking stream inside the house. So we'll cook something with like seafood, or I don't know, but we're really excited to like experiment with, like different types of content. Like we want to do, I want to try to do YouTube vlogs while we're there. So having like, I don't know, I'm trying to switch it up. We're going to do TikToks, of course. So if you want to see our vacation content on TikTok or Instagram, then you can follow me at MaeMaeTown or Neodoodles at Neodoodles on TikTok and Instagram. And we're gonna try to post a lot of just like short form content, and of course we'll try to do stuff with Twitch as well. But um, um, yes, Exophobia, I'm coming down to Florida and I'm bringing Neodoodles. We are gonna be in the Tampa Bay area, which I've spent a lot of time down there, but I'm always open to suggestions, whether that's like food recommendations or things to do. We are going to be going to Disney World for we're going to the park for one day, and I think we're going to do like a resort day the next day. So we're going to like tour a bunch of the resorts because they're so beautiful and it's free. So that's a little Disney hack for you if you want to kind of experience Disney and you live near Orlando, but you can't afford to go to the parks. You can just go to the resorts and like get food and walk around and stuff and take the transportation. You have to pay for the parking, that's the only thing. But so that'll be like our day 2 will be the resorts. But so there will be like Disney content as well, which, oh God, I love Disney World. I'm so excited. But hopefully there won't be a storm coming when you come down, but hey, it's already hot. The thing is, like, I am fully used to like the dynamic of Florida weather. I know that like it can rain for 10 minutes and then turn off and then rain again for 10 minutes. It is like it's so all over the place. But I think for the most part the weather's going to be good. I've been kind of tracking it week to week, and it'll be fine. Like we'll have plenty of sunny weather, but there will definitely be rain, I'm sure. Oh, you mean hurricane? Is there a hurricane coming? I hope not. But again, I'm like always anticipating that kind of weather in Florida. So we'll prepare as necessary. But I hope not for y'all's sake as well. I hope there's not a hurricane. Not yet, but never can tell. Yeah, with Florida, it's so unpredictable. It hit 96 degrees Fahrenheit today. That's pretty hot. And it's humid. It's very humid in Florida, so it like makes it feel even hotter than it actually reads. Like Atlanta's pretty humid, but Florida is like the most humid. So it's always super hot down there. But I'm excited. I am such a beach girl, like at heart. I could definitely live like by the beach, and that would make me so happy. I just love sunshine, and I love the sound of waves, and like just there's something so healing about being near the beach, and just the culture and the lifestyle like of the small businesses, and I really really love it. But I've just been in Atlanta for a long time, and it's working at the moment, but I would not be opposed to moving back to the beach because I have lived there briefly before. And I just love it. I love the vibe. I love the vibe of a beach, Sorry, I'm reading chat. Noodle says, I saw on TikTok that hurricane season is supposed to be hell this year. That doesn't surprise me. It's 77 in Ohio. Oh man, that's how you know summer is here. Because I know it's hot in Toronto, so I guess that makes sense for Ohio as well. Exophobia. You live in Florida, so you know what's going on. I refuse to go out. Too many tourists leaving trash everywhere. I know the tourists are always like in those areas, like they're always so disrespectful to just the beaches and God, the trash. Like it's really frustrating. Too many people. Yeah, it's true. There are too many people. Overnight it's supposed to be in the 50s in Ohio. Well, that sounds pretty pleasant actually. I mean, I know that's like a big dip in temperature, but it's nice that like it can be warm during the day and then you have like a chilly night. I really like that, honestly. Honestly, let's move under the sea. Yeah. I want to live under the sea. I want to be a mermaid. I watched the live action Little Mermaid recently, and that movie like makes me bawl my eyes out. I think it's definitely the music. The Little Mermaid soundtrack Oh my God. There's something in that where I just hysterically cry. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know if it's like the just the feeling of wanting to this is, I don't mean to get like deep or weird, but like the whole concept of like, I want to be where the people are. There's like, I feel like that song, you can relate that to anything that you want in life so badly, And every time I listen to it, it is such an emotional piece, especially the reprise. If you know, the reprise of Part of Your World where the wave crashes behind her. Like literally, I just got chills thinking about it. But that song particularly, holy holy crap, dude. Like gets me every single time because it just like I don't know, like it evokes that feeling of like you want something so badly in life. You want to accomplish something. You want to live somewhere. You want to be amongst, a certain crowd of people or peers. And it's like I just really like connect with that music. And also, just like the her relationship with her father too. Like the live action, I think shows it in a more emotional way because it's live action and it's more emotive. Does that make sense? But like the ending of the live action when he like comes to meet her out of the water and the finale track is playing and he like pushes their boat away and they hug. Oh my God. I literally sob hysterically by the end of that movie. And I love it so much. It is like the most beautiful Disney movie ever. Also, BL Gamer. Did I say that right? Thank you so much for following. Appreciate you, dude. Oh, are you from Brazil? I've been wanting to learn Portuguese, and I've been doing a really bad job of learning it, but I do want to learn Portuguese. So I will. I will for you. I promise. I have a lot of languages that I want to learn. I want to learn Korean. I want to learn Portuguese. I know French. I speak French, but I'm really rusty with French. That's another thing I want to strengthen because I probably will be living in Canada one day, honestly. So it'll be helpful to be able to speak French, I think. You speak English. You speak English and Spanish. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I also speak a little bit of Spanish. Just being in the South, like you have to know at least a little bit of Spanish to get around here. So, it's a very valuable language to know, and it's very easy to learn. Spanish is very easy to learn. English is not easy to learn, and like anyone who's learning English, like I'm very proud of you because it's very stupid and difficult. It is such a stupid language. Nothing makes sense. Noodle, your French is rusty too. Yeah, I did an immersive program in Canada, in Quebec actually, for 5 weeks where we weren't allowed to speak English at all. If you spoke English 3 times, they'd send you home. So for me, like, I couldn't go home or I would be in big trouble because the program was like thousands of dollars. But I will say it was cheaper to do that than learn at my own university. So, of course, I did the program and I got to like actually learn the language in 5 weeks. So it was just a better option all around. But by the time I was finished, I took a test and I was about 70% fluent, which is insane. I'm not now, but like I've tried to practice a little bit, but I also have nobody to practice with now because nobody speaks French that I know. So I'm having to just like listen to music and watch shows with like with the dubs on and just trying to like relearn everything. But like I could definitely get back into it if I tried. Um, But yeah, so I'm making it a goal this year to learn more languages and get way better at French, because it's important to use your brain muscles like that. And also just knowing different languages is so valuable, because you never know when you're going to need it, right? You never know when you meet somebody who, like, maybe they need help. Maybe they're in a situation where they need help, but they don't really speak English well, and you can at least, like, get them where they need to go, you know? So yeah, I'm going to try to learn more languages, and hopefully by the end of the year I can have conversations in Portuguese, because I do get a lot of Portuguese in my chat sometimes. And I'm just like, man, I wish I could at least say, like, hey, how you doing? You know? And I also love Portuguese. One of my favorite shows ever is 3% on Netflix. I have seen that show about 4 times through, because it is so good. Literally one of the best shows I've ever seen. 3% on Netflix. And don't watch it dubbed. Don't you dare watch it English dubbed, because it doesn't hit. You have to watch it in Portuguese, because I think if you don't, it does a disservice to the actors who, like, oh my God, I love that cast so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, oh my God, guys, you are not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. So remember how oh my God, remember how I said I was going to follow, oh my God, this is so scary, actually. I was going to follow the guy in Les Mis. He just followed me back and liked my story. I'm terrified he's gonna tune in. So let's start talking about something else. This is not gonna be published yet. He's gonna hear it eventually. This is so embarrassing. Anyways, I'm like red in the face. Hi Chris, if you're watching this or listening to this, hello. You were fantastic. Anyways. It's a good thing we're almost at the end of the podcast, because I've lost control of my life. Oh God. Exophobia says, that sounds familiar. Sorry. That sounds similar. I'm all miscombobulated now. Is that a word? That sounds similar to how I feel about a disaster movie called The Wave. I've heard of that. The native language sounds far better than the terrible English dubbing they did to it. I will say most of the time. Also, Brent Zone. Hi, Brent. Brent says that 3% got a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. The fact that it didn't get 100% is just stupid. They're stupid for not giving it 100%. But 79% is really good for a series that started out with no budget. It wasn't until season 2 that you can see this huge budget increase. And they did a lot of practical stuff in season 1. And it looks so good. It looks so good. And like the world that they built, if you're not familiar with the plot, it's kind of like Hunger Games a little bit. It's set in the, I think in the Amazon. I'm probably getting that right. Let me look it up, because I don't want to butcher it, because it is literally one of my favorite shows. But let's see. Let me just Google 3% really quick. I think it's 3%. Okay, it is a post-apocalyptic thriller TV series that ran from 2016 to 2020. It's on Netflix. The show is set in a near future where a world is divided between progress and devastation, with only 3% of the population in the inland area able to join the privileged offshore society through a competitive process called The Process, or, am I going to butcher it? Processo. I don't know how you say it. I'm trying to remember the process leader. Porcento. I love the Portuguese, like, I just love it. I love it so much. The show follows 20-year-olds. So everyone, basically everyone does this process when they turn 20. You have one chance to go through this process, and only 3% of the entire population makes it. So if you fail, you're you're in poverty forever. You don't have another chance to go to the offshore, which is like paradise. It's perfect. Everything's handed to you. Yeah, it's a better society basically. Um, let's see. I'm reading more, sorry. But anyways, this is literally one of my favorite shows and I highly recommend everyone watch it tonight. Watch it tonight if you have Netflix. Um, let's see. I'm reading through chat again. According to IMDb, the original title is Okay, this letter right here, Bulgen. It's the O with the slash through it. If you're Norwegian out there, please let me know how to pronounce it. You also have no idea how to pronounce it, Exophobia. Yeah, I've tried to learn Norwegian because I have a friend that's Norwegian, and that language is so hard. Talk about a hard language to learn. Norwegian is very hard. But I still want to learn Norwegian. I still want to learn like Swedish. I have a lot of big dreams to learn every language. That'd just be cool. I'm so jealous of people that can pick up very quickly. You know what I mean? Brent says they're collectively 21% stupid based on the Rotten Tomatoes numbers. Yeah. Seriously, like, why would you... I don't trust the critics, honestly, especially Rotten Tomatoes. Like, because there have been things where I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen, and it gets like a 50% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, you guys don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, thank you, BL. Yeah, I will learn a lot of Portuguese. I believe in myself. I believe that I will. I feel like Portuguese is such a fun language to speak because it's so strong. It's so strong and like there's so much flavor in it. I know I sound like the whitest person in the world right now, but please stick with me. I just love Portuguese. I want to go to Brazil someday. I'll come to Brazil. It looks so beautiful there. It only has a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. See, this is what I'm talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They may have watched the show, but they didn't watch the show. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen that show about 4 times through and love it. I might have to watch it again, honestly, but I'm watching The Walking Dead right now. I'm juggling a lot of things right now, so it's like I also don't have Netflix because I can't keep up with these subscriptions, y'all. There's too many subscriptions. I have Hulu and Disney Plus, which I'm only paying $2 for Disney Plus because they have a thing. They have a little thing, an agreement. I had to get rid of Paramount Plus because I wasn't using it, to be honest. But also it doesn't like really work on my TV. It's so bootleg. But Netflix is like $10. It's too much, dude. That's too much. I don't know this woman, but when I walked in feeling different, I felt special here. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm so glad that you feel special here because you are special. Thank you so much for being here, dude. Take me with you to Brazil, Noodle. We are gonna go on a girls' trip to Brazil. We should. Honestly, that would be so much fun. Yeah, I want to go to Brazil real bad. Every Brazilian person that I've met in the States, like, they're either like super funny, super sweet, and they just have really good energy. Some of them are, I'm not gonna lie, and this was college, so I don't think I can really base it on this, but like some of them are a little crazy, and not necessarily in a bad way, but like I wouldn't, never mind. Never mind. I'm thinking of like the student athletes that come to the States. Like, I feel like they're there to party, and so that was my impression of them. But I'm not saying that all Brazilian people, obviously, like, that's not what I'm saying, because I've met some really, really sweet, funny people. One Cut of the Dead got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes from 97 critics, and I'd say it's deserved. I've never seen One Cut of the Dead. What is that about, Brent? I'll teach you to speak Portuguese here. Brazil says boa. Okay, so like I'm gonna try to say this. Boa noite. Did I say that right? Oh, thank you for following Gabber Galvin. Did I say that right? Gabber Galvin. Hola, how you doing? Um Dan Vasc is a ridiculously good singer from Brazil. He did the song Angels We Have Heard on High in 4 different languages. You know what that reminds me of? Avril Lavigne doing Girlfriend in like 12 different languages. So she'd be like, hey, hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend. But then it would be Spanish. She'd be like, hey, hey, tu. And then she would say in like, I don't know, French. She said like, hey, hey, toi, or vous. I don't remember if she did the formal or the casual. But if you go look up Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne, it's Girlfriend, right? That's the name of the song. There are literally like 15 different language versions of that song. How did she do that? Where did she have the time to learn all of those languages for the song? Avril Lavigne. Some people think that like she's gone and it's this girl Melissa, because every time she posts on TikTok, people are like, "Nice try, Melissa." What was that about? What was that about? I think I missed a chapter. I can't spoil too much, but One Cut of the Dead. One Cut of the Dead is a movie about shooting a zombie film. Oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds really interesting. Lots of smart and fun comedic twists. Oh, I love that. I'll have to check that out. I trust you, Brent. I trust your opinion, so I'm gonna check it out. I love, speaking of zombies, Zombieland is such a good movie. The second one was actually really good too. I love Woody Harrelson. Speaking of Woody Harrelson, there's a new Hunger Games movie coming out, and it's about Haymitch. And I'm so excited. I love Haymitch. He's like my favorite character from Hunger Games, and he's getting his own backstory movie, and it's coming out in, I think, December 2026. So everyone get excited for that. I did really enjoy the one that came out. It was the end of last year, the song of the one about snow and the other District 12 girl. I can't remember her name, but that one was really good. That was really good. But I love Haymitch, and so I'm super excited. There's a conspiracy theory that Avril is dead and they're parading around a lookalike named Melissa. That's what I thought. I don't know where that came from. Like, I know she went through a transition with her music and, like, her religion and stuff like that. And she went from punk to, like, Christian music. And now she's kind of back to alternative music, which is fine. Like, why are people creating these theories that she's dead? Also, she, like, has just aged and grown up. And maybe that's why she looks a little bit different, which is also fine. Speak English very bad. No, you're okay. You're from Spain. Oh, that's awesome. I've always wanted to go to Spain. I've been to Europe, but I have not been to Spain. I've been to Europe, but I know Spain is in Europe. I know. I've been all over Europe, but I haven't been to Spain is what I meant to say. Not that they're separate things. I'm not stupid, okay? I'm not stupid. I'm educated. I just really like traveling too. I really like traveling. I've been to, let me see if I can think of all the countries I've been to. I've been to the UK. I've been to France, Italy, Norway, Sweden. I'm not counting, obviously, really. Like, I'm counting on random fingers. I've been to Canada, obviously. I've been to the Caribbean. That's not a country. Please don't listen to me. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Australia, New Zealand. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. But I want to do more. I want to go to Asia. I really want to go to Japan. I want to go to Korea. I want to go to Thailand. I want to do the whole tour. I want to go to China too. Like I want to go to Asia so badly. It's just one of those trips that you have to plan like a year or two in advance, right? Because it's like expensive to get over there. Once you're over there, like it's not as expensive, especially Thailand. But it's a big trip over there, so it's like you got to really prepare for it. But I'm dying to go to Japan and Korea. Oh my gosh. You're from is it Sevilla, Spain? Did I say that right? The two L's? I hope so. I hope I didn't just embarrass myself. And there's people that believe that they sank Titanic's sister ship, the Olympic, and tricked people into thinking it was the Titanic. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, I've done a lot of yapping today. I've done a lot of yapping, as I usually do, period. Um, but I am getting hungry because I came straight from the musical home to record the podcast for you guys. And this was so much fun. We talked about a lot of different topics. We talked about musicals, we talked about shows, we talked about games. I feel like that's been kind of the vibe for all of these episodes. Like, we have packed in a lot of different subjects, and that's honestly how a conversation with me happens. Like, if we go out for coffee, you better expect to get a lot of topics in that hour or two of conversation. So I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying these. If you're new here and you just came in, which I know we had a few nuevo people here, a few new people here. If you want to listen to my previous episodes, they're on Spotify, the MaeMaeTown podcast. There's a Spotify command in the title, so if you do !podcast, it'll take you to the Spotify page where you can listen to the other episodes. I also have a YouTube channel, MaeMaeTown, where you can watch video versions of the podcast, also playthroughs of games that I stream on Twitch. So if you want to see more of me, more gaming content, then you can go on YouTube and look for that. But yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. If I don't see you for a gaming stream this week, if I don't see you till the next podcast next Sunday, then I will see you guys some other time, whenever that is. I don't know when that's going to be, but I hope that it's soon. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great start to your week tomorrow. If you're listening on Monday when this is posted, I hope you're having a great start to your week. And I'll see you guys soon. Okay, everybody. See y'all later. Okay. Bye.